The hazy truth about weed. Oh, yes, listeners. Yo, stoners. Today's episode is all about you. Yeah. Legalizing the use of marijuana, or what some might call it, the devil's lettuce. Personally, I call it a great conversation for Spittin Fire. Let's go, people.
Welcome to Spittin Fire with Drago75. The podcast where we turn up the heat on current events and the hottest trends sizzling across social media. We're here to shoot from the hip and tackle the topics that matter. No filters. No apologies. From breaking news to viral sensations, we're diving deep into the conversations that everyone's buzzing about. So buckle up and get ready for some unfiltered discussions, a bit of adult language, and a whole lot of fire. Let's turn off the AC and get this fire started.
Welcome back to another edition of this week's episode of Spittin Fire with your host, myself, Drago75. Today we're diving into a topic that's been the subject of intense debates, controversy for decades. The legalization to use marijuana, or like some say, some call it the devil's lettuce, the ganja, the reefer, the purple haze. That's what I got. Good old Jimi Hendrix says that. You know, it's a long, this conversation could go for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4. There's so many debates and so much. I've heard medical reasons. I've heard other reasons that, well, it's a gateway drug. It's never been a gateway drug. Never have I. I've smoked it before. I'm not smoking it right now, though I should. I'm going to start talking about this subject. But I mean, and let's get into what, from the medical, from its medical benefits, to, how can I use the use of it? The world of weed is so complex, man, and it's often polarized. It's a polarized subject, but not here. But we're not here to to shy away from it, from the tough questions. We're going to tackle some good subjects today, man, because it's a no holds bars episode. We heard the ones before. They've been a little weird, man. They branch off to other stories where it has nothing to do with topic. But this one, I think we're going to stay on topic, man. So it's going to be, you could say maybe a hazy conversation today. I don't know. I mean, well, let's start first. The history of stigma of marijuana. I mean, let's start talking about. Let's start by taking a look at the history of marijuana, guys, and the stigma that surrounds it for so long. For decades, weed has been people say that it's demonic. It's a gateway drug. It screws over society, and it threads the moral fabric of our community. Really? Does it? A lot of stoners I know are real laid back. They're happy. They're hungry. They're always hungry and nonstop. If it's something that's a good way to get it at someone that's underweight to gain weight. How much food you eat when you're high? Jesus, it gives you the munchies, man. I look at it as that. I mean, the origins of marijuana. The role, some people, they use the role of marijuana as a racism and political agenda. The lasting thing, the war on drugs, marijuana. There are other drugs out there that are way more harmful than fucking marijuana. And if you know what it is, you've heard stories. But as we seen in the recent years, the tide is starting to turn little by little. More and more states are legalizing the use of marijuana, both medical, recreational purposes. So what's driving the shift, and why has the precision of weed been so slow to change? What I'm trying to understand, what's your take on the history of marijuana, the stigma that surrounds it? If I want to know your ideas, comment below and let me know. I'll read those later on in the week when this episode premieres. I can start by telling you about the medical benefits of marijuana, man. I mean, I've seen stories where a gentleman, I believe, I'm not sure where he was from. I know he's from the States, but it was from a state that did not have marijuana was illegal to use, but he used it on his daughter. It calmed him down. I believe I think she had a cerebral palsy. I think she couldn't hold her muscles were not working. They were always twitching. She was always in pain, and he gave her a little bit of oil to her and on her limbs and on her valves, or she took some of it, and it mellowed her out. And she was happy, and she was able to relax and not be in pain that much. The medical benefits. I mean, the medical side of it, has been a growing body of research that suggests marijuana can be used as a wide range of therapeutical benefits. I mean, from pain relievers, like I just said, and the treatment that certainly mental health conditions. It could be something, a breaking point for something. I know, but I just don't like the way it smells. It smells stinking. Have you been into a bathroom that hasn't been flushed? Sit in that for a couple of hours, see which is more toxic, then talk to me. Scientific evidence supports for the medical use of marijuana is a potential side effects and ongoing debates about, if it should be legalized for medical purposes. But of course, not everyone is convinced. You have your skeptics that argue, that the risks of overweight, the benefits, and that marijuana shouldn't be considered a legitimate medical treatment. I think personally, it's a lot of these people that say that are the pharmaceuticals, these that make these drugs to say, oh, well, this will cure this, but you need to take this just in case this gets you sick, and you stumble. I think the more harmful the drugs that are trying to make you feel better, the more harmful ones, because they end up getting you worse. You ever seen those commercials? Oh, if you have what's that? If you have shingles, there is this new drug that you can take, and this will help you relieve and live your normal life. Then you have that one girl go, side effects may cause bleeding from the ass, shooting fire out your dick, and loss of memory. What the fuck? Are you fucking shitting me? Really? He goes, go to the doctor, and like Eddie Murphy said in his delirious comedy set, he goes, yeah, Mr. Murphy, what's the problem? I shoot fire out my dick. And he goes, what? Excuse me, fire blows out my dick. Yeah, every time I go pee, I can't even go to the bathroom. I burn my motherfucking bathroom down. I burn my fucking house down. Turn around, dog was barking, I peed on him, killed the motherfucker. And it's true, man. So many other drugs have a hardcore side effects. Marijuana's been around for years, for decades, for centuries. Some of the great I'm pretty sure, like these philosophers, on what they believe. I'm pretty sure they have weed in the system. There's some great philosophers that had weed in the system, man, to open up, expand, just like Smokey said, it'll expand your mind, Craig. Come on, let's get high. And it's like a lot of, there's so many other stuff, alcohol. Alcohol, I declare it to be a gateway drug. It is. You drink alcohol, your body earns for more. You can control it. There's people that can control it. Nicotine, tobacco, that does a little bit more harm. Fucks up your lungs. The only thing that marijuana does open up your heart, makes your heart chambers go just a little bit more, because it's processing, trying to catch up with all the blood that's being pumped through there. That's one of the side effects. That's true, But we can go further and further, deep dive into what it takes, about that. The recreational use of marijuana. I know so many buddies of mine that do it. All right. Let's shift gears. Let's shift gears here and let's get off the medical thing. And talk about the recreational use of marijuana. As more and more states start legalizing it for adult use, the debate around the debates around the pros and cons of weed has only intensified. And it's true. The discussions of the arguments of favor of recreational legalization, including personal freedom, tax revenue, the reduction of criminal justice system cost, almost address. It also concerns about the public health, impaired driving, and potential. Alcohol does the same shit. Don't drink and drive. Why? Because it'll fuck up how you're driving. You're seeing double. There's people that, if you're going to legalize it like if it's beer. It's true. Legalize it if it's fucking beer. I mean, they say beer is good for your kidneys. It cleans you out, gets rid of all your toxins, but it's bad for your liver. Isn't that the truth? It is. Yeah. It cleans out your kidneys, but it's bad for your liver. Bad for anything else in there, but it cleans your kidneys out. And it's the fucking truth. It's medically said itself. There's so many doctors that say that. It's saying a wine a day helps the heart. That's what they say. It cleans the blood. Really? Serve me 5 bottles of that shit. Goddamn, those that are taking dialysis, fuck dialysis, drink wine. No, doesn't work that way. But it's legal for us to buy it. You have to be 18 or over, to about 21 and over to buy it. At the age of 18, you can go out and buy a pack of smokes. The most addicting drug that's out there, tobacco. Remember back then, smoking a cigarette make you look cool? Then you had to have another. And you had to have another. And sure enough, you were smoking 3 to a box a week. Are you kidding me? Those are the most. Now, marijuana itself. Now let's don't forget being the ganja, the Mary Jane, what do you want to call it? Let's not forget the racial this stuff that as far as it being a minor part of this conversation. Historically, the enforcement of marijuana laws, have impact communities of color. It has, and that's something that we need to address as we move forward. A lot of people believe, oh, well, if they smoke, if we want to find weed, if colored people like to drink weed, smoke weed, then it should be illegal. Really? Are you serious? It's always addressed. It's always addressed to Afro Americans. It's always addressed to Hispanics. Oh, white people don't smoke it. Nah, we don't do that shit. That's just wrong. Really? Anybody heard of President Clinton? Oh, I didn't smoke it. I inhaled. Yeah. No. Come on, man. You've never sat next to somebody that smoked a blunt and gotten a taste of that? Don't you feel relaxed? At first, you're kind of in, you don't like the smell. You don't, because the smell has a tendency of eking you out a little bit the first time. But as soon as a couple of minutes roll by and you got that smoke floating over you, doesn't it just relax you? But to link this to, linking marijuana to color, dude. And this is the honest truth. You think marijuana, the first thing you think is, oh, he's got to be Mexican. He's got to be black. Why? Oh, it's just the agenda. No, that's the agenda you see on television, on media. You think of heroin. We think of heroin. We think of cocaine. Oh no, I'm sorry, not cocaine. Not cocaine. Sorry, I take that back. You think Caucasian? Yeah. Oh, but it's made in the depths of Colombia. Who was the first person to buy that shit? I ain't got that kind of money. And plus, I ain't that stupid. It's It's the truth. Now you tell me, where do you stand in recreational use of marijuana? You know? Is it a controversial or is it unpopular to talk about? Do you feel that, oh well, you're stepping on a stone, you're standing on a landmine, Drago. That's a landmine you're stepping on. That's a big no. Really, is it? It's true. I mean, it marijuana itself, the social and cultural impact of marijuana, if you step back and look at the broader social and cultural impact of marijuana, how has this legalization or normalization of weed affected our communities, our families, or overall the way of life? Well, there was a guy who robbed a store and he was high as fuck. I have never met anybody high as fuck to go on marijuana to go, yet alone try to drive over there. That's a big no. But yet walk down the street, yet walk a distance without just sitting down and say, you know what, I'm just gonna chill right here. I've met people that order in food because damn, I'm fucking hungry as shit. Oh damn, I'm going myself a triple meat burger right now. Triple meat burger treatment. Order me one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cut that motherfucker in half so I won't choke on it. Yeah, pass the blunt over here. Give me the bong. Bring the bong. Bring the bong. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the way you look at it. I mean, it doesn't. There are some families that look down on it. It's the truth. It's the truth. There's a lot of families that look down on it. I've had I've had uncles that till today admit they've never done it. I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I'm not trying to say you should do it, man. Do it. Hey, it's up to you. It's your freedom to do it or not to do it. I was taught not to do it. But curiosity got me. I wanted to see what it's all about. Come on. There was one point in our school when we had cops come in to talk to us about drugs, marijuana, and they had dried up weed on the placement table when they're talking to us, and they go, "Here, smell this. This is what it smells like." What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Smell this, yeah. Smell. Wow. Where can I buy this shit? Are you selling this? Can I take this home and show this to my mom? No. It's true. There was a time when we were young, these cops came in to talk to us about. It was during the Dare movement. This was back in the 80s. Nancy Reagan herself. Nancy and Ronald, I'm pretty sure they were pot smokers because who was anybody? Ronald Reagan believing in the stars that need to align and taking advice from what's it called, a star. I forgot what they're called. A predictor, somebody, a psychic to tell them what's going on. You gotta be high as fuck. You gotta be as high as fuck to believe that shit. I'm serious. Really. I want to smoke what they were smoking. But this is part of their movement. Oh, but another thing. Let's not forget the economy and impact. Marijuana industry has been a multi-billion-dollar business. I mean, significantly with the tax revenue, the job creation, but this is a positive development. It is. Or is this just another example of the corporate greed and exploration of the market that doesn't want it? It's true. Now, don't get me wrong. There'll be a lot more break-ins with pot smokers running around. But don't you think some of these pot smokers say, "Shit, man, I want to get myself this new strain"? You go, "Man, I gotta get myself a job." Why are you getting a job? You're a pothead. Bro, I can buy this shit legal now. Wow. I mean, that could be me talking out of my ass, but it's the truth. I know a lot of potheads that didn't have a job. And they moved up to Colorado or Washington, California, all these great states, by the way. Texas, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but we, I know our governor's all fucked up. I'm pretty sure he's doing a pipe, to keep that pain away. If he did, he'd probably be really happy about it. But some of these politicians don't want us to have the good stuff. They want it all for themselves. It's the truth. You really think about it. It's the truth. I mean, think about that. I know a lot of buddies that moved out of the state of Texas when they legalized marijuana in different areas, HTC, THC, whatever. They moved out. They moved out there to go live their life. I got a cousin who moved out to Colorado, and her brother constantly goes out there. He's in a lot of pain, man. He was in a horrible accident, but he goes out there. He does that recreational, yeah, but also for his mental health. And he's living the life, man. He's living the life. It's the truth. It's the truth, man. I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, what do you think with the broader social and cultural impact of marijuana legalization has been? I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you think? What is it that's going through your mind? Do you think it's fair? Well, it's not that fair, but do you think it's okay to legalize this stuff? You think it's all right for people to roam the streets smoking whenever you want? I mean, honestly, man, tell you the truth, a quick story, sidetrack. I have a lot of these. I went down to New Orleans. I live down in South Texas. Went up to New Orleans to go watch. I believe it was a WWE match, WrestleMania. We were up there. We were on Bourbon Street, walking around, doing our thing. And being from Texas, walking through the streets with a beer is a big no-no. A big no-no. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't walk around with open container. They can arrest you for public intoxication. And if you get out of hand, you're getting a little rowdy, they'll arrest your fucking ass. But the cool thing is, I don't know if Louisiana is a state that offers that you can smoke marijuana, or in New Orleans itself if it's legal. But there was a lot of shops. A lot of shops that I really wanted to go, but I was like, no, you know what? I want to remember everything that's going on while I'm over here. While we're walking through Bourbon, I saw at least 30 to 40 blunts lit in that street. Cops walking by and they were smoking. Having a friendly conversation, seeing if they were okay. Yeah. And this is the cool part. If the cops saw that you were way too drunk, they weren't going to arrest your fucking ass. Say, hey, man, call it quits. Get yourself an Uber. Get home. We would hate for you to get hurt out here. Now, the person got rowdy. Well, of course, they're going to have to take him in, right? But the guy that was being told this, he's like, yeah, you got a point. Call it a night. Went home. Or stop by, mind you, stop by somewhere, because they don't have a alcohol restriction law at what time you should buy and what time they stop selling. Probably picked up a 6, went back home and finished up the party there. Hey man, don't you think that Uber was invented for people that go out and party, people that are maybe smoking at somebody's house, they're too high to drive home? Get an Uber? Hey man, call an Uber. Hell yeah, get home safely. But at the same time, you got to be respectful when you jump into a taxi, an Uber, or a Lyft. You jump on that bad boy. You want to be respectful enough to say, hey, man, I'm a little high. Excuse me for the way I'm speaking. Excuse me for smelling the way I smell. But I appreciate you taking me home, please. You're doing God's work. It's the truth. And I can go on and on about that. And I know some of you stoners are out there. I love saying stoners, man. Because when you talk to a stoner, they're beyond baked. Their mind is so open. If you told them the sky was falling, they go, the sky is falling, man. Do you see that? Maybe with the sky is, maybe we're flying up to the sky, homie. Wow. Wow. For some reason, gravity no longer existed in the stoner's mind. It's true, man. You sit down, you talk to a stoner. I love talking to people that smoke weed. You know, don't get me around people that do anything else, man, because smoking weed is one of the calmest things being around people are. Don't think they get crazy, they get messed up. No, man, they're real laid back, super laid back. Now, don't get me wrong, the stench it lingers quite a bit to your neighbors will know what the fuck you're doing. You go, well, I'm smoking as quiet as possible. I'm not bothering anybody. You not bothering anybody? Yeah, but they're going to know you're smoking it. And it's a familiar smell. It is. No matter what, it's a familiar smell. The only ones that won't know what that smell are young kids that are just growing up, and you know their parents have subjected to themselves to not to bring that into their lives. Yeah, they won't know that. What's that nasty smell? It smells like feet. Yeah. I guess the guy needs to take a shower next door. I don't know. I think of marijuana itself, hemp, whatever you want to call it, should be taught. Should be taught by the parent, not in schools, not in a boys' club, not in church. Oh, God, please don't do it in church. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if every church had the sense, that aura sense of hemp through the air? That's an idea, priests. That's an idea, Catholic Church or whatever church you're part of. You want more people to come into your congregation? Light it up. And I promise you, there will be so much open minds in the world today to hear the word of the gospel. Wow, man. I mean, think about it. Don't you think Jesus himself did the damn thing? I mean, really think about it. I mean, the stuff that he said, it's some outlandish shit. This plant, I love the saying, if God didn't want us to smoke it, he wouldn't grow it. That's the truth. We get it, we pick it, we grind it, we wrap it up, we smoke it. Now, you can't do that with nicotine. You can't do that with tobacco. You got to get it, throw leaves, let it dry for a couple of days, and then you wrap it up and smoke it. Grind it out and smoke it. That's too much process. This thing is ready for the picking. Grind it down, throw it in, smoke it. Easy, smells done. And then you got these high-tech people that go and put chemicals in it and or mix it and go, oh, it has this certain chemical that makes it smell even better, sweeter, and it gives you a different effect. No. I don't want you putting steroids in my fucking weed. I want to smoke what God gave us. The natural stuff. That's what I want to smoke. I don't want to smoke this oil crap, this oil-based stuff, this jelly crap that goes in. No. I want to smoke the stuff that God put on there. God didn't say, well, take this and then throw it in here and do this, and this is the recipe. No. If man has to touch it to cut it, to make a recipe for us to actually get a high on it, no. God didn't make that for us. I'm sorry. He didn't. It wasn't placed on this planet for us to smoke or sniff or whatever. No, it hasn't. That's man-made. Cocaine, man-made. Mm-hmm. Mushrooms, on the other hand, well, I can't help you there. I don't got an answer for that. But weed is an herb grown from the ground, and it's so useful, guys. So useful. You can, I mean, as far as just picking and smoking, yeah, but not only that. The oil-wise, for people that are in pain, you rub it on an achy area, man, it numbs it up. It feels good. The pain easily goes away. And with time, it goes away. And it goes back to normal. What is wrong with these pharmaceutical companies? What is wrong with these doctors? Now, going wrong, people that everybody knows if you're diagnosed with a certain kind of cancer, they give you this, or you have some sort of thing wrong with your eye, they diagnose marijuana for you. That's chemically for that, not what's grown. It's chemically fixed for that, and it helps. You know, I knew a lot of people that smoke weed. Honestly, tell you the truth, and I'm gonna be honest with you too. And I smoked it. I smoked at the time when COVID was around. I did. I smoked it when COVID was around. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did. I put some of that in my lungs, and it made me feel good. It made me relax. Being all the drama that was going on out there, it scared the shit out of me. But it kept me grounded. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Not once did I get sick while I was on it. For the first 7 months, and then I stopped. Like, you know, I got to get off this thing because I'm laying it. It's costing a little too much, and it's getting out of hand. And 2 months after that, boom, I got COVID. Boom, my wife got it. Boom, my son got it. Boom, my whole family got it. I was the essential worker. I was out there working out there, hitting the mean greens, doing what I had to do to keep America running. Yeah, I was part of that team. The essential worker. But all that time that I was smoking, I never brought anything home. Kind of lifts the eyebrow a bit, doesn't it? You see, the medical could harness this drug, this beautiful drug, and process it as the way it's supposed to be processed to help people. Instead of saying, well, they abuse it. Come on, guys. There's so much shit out there. Sudafed, they can, you know, if people, there's a lot of chemists out there, they can break it down and use it for what they want to use it for. A drug addict will constantly look for something stronger to get them a stronger high. But MJ doesn't. It makes you relax. It calms you down. It burns your worries away. Helps you relax. Sometimes it helps you focus. I know a lot of friends that use it to focus, to help them along their lives. They need that base to they can grab onto. Is okay. And I go, I got so much anxiety. I'm smoking this, and that anxiety melts. They focus and they take care of their problems. I don't understand why the medical field doesn't see that. Why? Less patients in the hospital. Why? Less patients in the doctor's office. Why? No more pharmaceuticals to help you get over the specific disease that you have. That one pill. It's going to get made one of these days. That one pill is going to say, fuck it all. It kills any disease. Fuck it all. Can you imagine that? Can your brain actually process that? That one pill that does just everything you need it to do? No side effects, no nothing. The only side effect is it makes you feel good. It makes you feel real good. All you do is just spark it up, and let's go. I think that'll be the future, if possible. If people were to sit down and say, you know what, let's jump on this. Some states have it, some states don't. I don't understand why Texas doesn't have it. I don't. And it makes you think, why isn't Texas involved of trying to legalize this drug? Do they have negotiations to where they're making money off of this? Is this the only way they are making more money, pulling people over that have an ounce to 6 ounces of it? I don't know. Maybe this is their catch of making money. Can you imagine making money off of a hemp shop, a place where they do sell it? You know how much money? You know how many stoners there are in the world? It would be a happier place. Be more relaxed. It'd be more like, take it easy. Let's just take it easy today, huh? Now, as far as work environment, yeah, you shouldn't do it. Just like they say you shouldn't drink a beer. You shouldn't be on drugs. You shouldn't be taking drink. Yeah, work is a total different area. But what you do after work in your personal life is totally different, as long as it doesn't affect your work. You know what I mean? So the future of marijuana, do you believe it should be legalized? I do. Let's think about that for a minute. Let's see what the future is while we pause for a station identification. Here we go.
You're listening to Spittin Fire with Drago75, where we take on the hottest topics and current events with no filter. Get ready for some real talk and unfiltered opinions. Adult language is advised, so buckle up. And remember, Mama never needs to know.
Unless you're smoking a good reefer, then she will forget about it. Guys, you're listening to Spittin Fire with Drago75. Now we're talking about the legal can't even talk anymore. Maybe I do need some of that. The legalization of marijuana for the future. Now, all right, let's look at the future here. You know, where do we go from here when it comes to legalizing and regulations of marijuana? Will we see it continued pushed for nationwide legalization? Will it continue pushing for legalizing nationwide, or will the debate continue to be a split down the middle about the continuous issues? I mean, federal legalization, you know, the role of the international policies and the ongoing debates around the appropriate levels of regulation and control for it. You know, there's a lot of countries that don't like it. There's a lot of USA, us, the great land of freedom. You have the right to say or do, well, not literally do whatever you want because there are laws, but say whatever you want. And in your own personal home, if you're not hurting anybody, God damn it, it's fine. It's true. If you're not hurting anybody, you're behind closed doors, you're not hurting anybody, you're just doing stuff that makes you feel good. Fuck. Why not? Was a 5-0 going to bust in your house when you're in your restroom masturbating? In your bed watching a porn? No, that's your personal thing. But it's always that one fucking neighbor. That one neighbor that just fucks you over, right? You're outside smoking a great blunt. You're relaxing. All of a sudden, 2 cops pull up. You got to go up there and represent. They get the sniff of that beautiful smell you're already used to. To them, it's like, oh yeah, that's price tag money. This is going to be an arrest. But you're in the comfort of your own home. Anything I do inside my home or on my property is my business. Not hurting anybody. All right? Yeah, because let's not forget, the potential impact of the criminal justice system. As more states legalize marijuana, what happens to those who currently, are non-violent drug offenders? Is there a path or to redemption or rehabilitation? I can't say that word. In other words, helping them to reestablish their life. Will the legacy of the wars on drug continue to haunt us? I mean, you're smoking this great blunt, and you've already done it, but now the law is pounding on your door and saying, no, you can't be doing that. Really? Now they're telling you what you cannot and can do in your home? What do you think, man? What do you think the future of marijuana legalization is going to look like? Is it still going to be, all... And it's funny because I got a buddy of mine. We were talking the other time, and he goes, I asked him a question. Let me ask a personal question. He goes, what's up? He goes, do you do weed because you want to do it? Or do you do weed because you thought it was cool? Words that came out loud. It was cool. It was cool doing weed. But now everybody's doing this. It's not cool anymore. But that wasn't the point. Everybody's doing weed now. Everybody's doing weed. Their shops, their CBD is a big thing here in Texas, which is maybe almost the legal dose of what marijuana is. Almost. Just the percentage off. But it's the same thing. You tell the older folks, the baby boomers that are their hearts belong to God and they're Christian and they would never do anything like that. But they gossip like a motherfucker. Just because you light up a piece of herb that God sent down here, or the planet itself grows it down here, ready for the pig to smoke, it's wrong. It's wrong to light up. It's wrong to want to have something that'll, just like a beer, a wine, liquor to drink, and you're like, just relax. Mind you, wine, liquor, or beer will do more damage to you than what a marijuana joint will. Now, we've all known that one person who drinks way too much, how they get, right? It escalates more. They think they can conquer the world. They think they can jump off jump out of a plane without a parachute. There was a story about a young teenager, mind you, and horrible what happened. He got drunk at a party, went into a house and jumped off, broke his neck and died. No drugs involved. Marijuana wasn't because of it. Two things happened. Alcohol and underage. And on top of that, the parents were home. And they were selling tickets to get into this party. Really? This is alcohol, guys. This is something where you have to be the age of 21 to drink. Yet again, I'm not saying that marijuana should be available for any age. No, I'm not saying that. Nah, no, legalize it and put 25 on it. Somebody that's already gone through life, at least the aspect of it, even experimenting or experiencing beer and liquor at the age 21, right? Because in their lives they're gonna fuck up doing that shit. And then when they turn 25 or 30, whatever, make it a high number, wherever, You know, 25 tops. You know, a quarter of your life already lived. You know, because Lord knows a good joint's going to feel good after work, after all the bullshit you went through. They'd be more laid back at home, relaxed. You know? But what about they have kids and they're doing that crap? I know so many dads and moms that drink beer and they have kids in the household they have to go home to. What about them? It's the fucking truth. What about them? And some people say, well, I don't like that stuff. It fucking stinks. That's fine. Hey, man, it's not your thing. I'm not a beer. There's some people that are not big beer drinkers. There's some people that don't drink liquor. Some people that don't even drink wine. There's some people that don't even do any of that. They smoke cigarettes. And the secondhand smoking is worse than actually doing it. Kills you faster. You're smoking a joint, you're next to somebody, you're taking the secondhand, it's giving you life. Your mentality, your stress is going out the window. But I can't stop smoking. I need it in my life. You know what? You want it out of your life? Start bowling. There's a lot of smokers in that motherfucker. You ever been to a bowling alley? It smells like cigarettes. Just like Forrest Gump. I know, but you smell like cigarettes. That's what it smells like. Horrible. I say dump the cigarettes, smoke a cigar. Big motherfucking cigar. Cuban-sized cigar. You'll feel effects on that motherfucker. I know I have. I love smoking cigars. I love them. Especially with a nice a nice brandy next to it, a scotch, and having yourself a good cigar. Amazing. And it's just one. When you're really stressed out, you need it. You smoke one. It's going to smell like a motherfucker. Probably your wife or your girlfriend's not going to want to fucking kiss you because you're going to stink like shit. And let me tell you something else, guys. For those of you that are, I'm not trying to open it up to say, hey, man, do it. No, I'm just letting you know. And people that are in the medical field are listening to this fucking podcast. It makes sex way better. It does. It makes it way better. Guys, bye-bye to shortcomings. Ladies, hello orgasm. You know they make pills for that too, right? There is a pill out there, HTC. THC, HTC. I keep mixing up the fucking words. It's one of those abbreviations. THC, there you go, THC, that men take, or that men can take, or a woman, for a higher orgasm. It's like smoking a joint. Those that are 21 and above, if you want to try that out, go look for a smoke shop and ask, do you have a gummy that could enhance my pleasures while having sex? I guarantee you they'll have something for you. This drug can be manipulated with so many stuff to be helpful for people. Some people will abuse it. Any drug that's out there, they will abuse it. They'll abuse the shit out of it. They do. Alcohol's the same way. There's alcohol. There's great fucking beer out there. Great fucking beer. I love beer. I love drinking beer. There's so many. There's craft beer. There's domestic beer. There's so much beer in the world. But it will fuck your life over. Yeah. It will. Just like marijuana. If you overdo it. If you fucking overdo it, in time, it will fuck you over. Recreational, guys. You smoke that shit every fucking day of your life. Don't get me wrong. If you smoke it day in, day out, take a day off. Breathe. I understand you need it, but when you start craving for it and you can't, you have a problem. Test yourself. Test yourself nowadays. Test yourself. You're hearing this pod. Test yourself. Try not smoking a joint or doing MJ for one day. If you feel your body aching, wanting it, needing it, you need it in your system, you have a problem. If you stop and cut it down to 3 times a week, and you say, you know what, I'm going to stop smoking this stuff for about at least a month, and your body doesn't earn for it, it needs it, then you're doing it right. But if you're that guy or that girl says, shit, man, I smoke myself fucking at 1 a.m. I smoke one during my lunch, and I smoke one before I go to bed, you have a problem. You have a fucking problem. You're going to start seeing yourself where you're fucking up your life. Slowly but surely. It's the truth. When I smoked that shit, I smoked it during my lunch just to calm me down. And the wife found out about it. Said, why are you doing it? Well, don't be smoking in the truck. No, I don't smoke it in the truck. That's a family truck. I'm not going to get that stench in there. But then I noticed that it started smelling a little bit in there. So you know what? I better stop. Better just do it when I get home, outside, in the open air where nobody can smell it. Wash my clothes, brush my teeth, go to bed. And I would hit that twice a week. Mm-hmm. It didn't affect my job. It didn't affect my driving because I never smoked and drove that shit. You know, I was responsible for it, but I had it in control. So, guys, if you are a pot smoker yourself, just remember, man, keep yourself at a distance. Try to keep yourself, not to overdo it. Watch what you're doing. Watch how it's gonna easily change your life. It is, man. Now, we're coming up to 52 minutes into the podcast now. I mean, guys, we've certainly covered a lot of ground today on some of the stuff we're talking about, and I'm sure it stirred up some controversy along the way because this guy didn't know what fucking, he's not even a fucking smoker. He's not a stoner. Yeah, you're right. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a stoner. I'm not a stoner at all. I don't do this shit every day. Matter of fact, I'm not doing it right now. And I do it when I want, where I want, with I want, because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, guys, all said and done, at the end of the day, the world of marijuana, it is a complex, it's a complex issue, man. It's complex. I mean, there's no easy answer. But what makes it more important is to discuss it, to keep an open mind, keep questioning norms, keep questioning the issues, whether it's a good idea to legalize it. Is it a good idea to have it in the house? Is it a good idea? Or, should we do it in front of the kids? No. This is something for you. If you're that kind of person to drink around your kids, man, well, you know what's going to happen in the end. Those kids are sponges. They want to do exactly what you want to do. They want to do exactly what you're doing. I want to be born like dad. I want to be born like mom. Be responsible. Do that shit when they're not around. Especially smoking. Do that shit when they're not around. And if they do catch you and they're going to have questions, you better know what you're saying. Never tell them, this is bad, you shouldn't doing it. You shouldn't be doing this. Because they will ask, then why are you doing it, daddy? Or why are you doing it, mom? What's going to be your answer for that? Oh, because I'm an adult and I can do it. Well, when I turn into an adult, I'm going to do it. That's what you shouldn't do. Explain to them why you do it. And if you're doing it for recreational reasons, you better have a very good explanation for them doing that. You know, you can go on and on talking about this and, you know, family-based, because most pot smokers are family-based. Some have jobs. Some work in the political field. Some are doctors. Lord knows there's a lot of lawyers and judges. You know, they're fucking hypocrites. Yep, they are hypocrites. Some police officers, I've known a lot of police officers through the years that are good friends that did this. And yet they were arresting people that had it. That's another one. That might be the next podcast. Good cop, bad cop. Ooh, man, I can hear them knocking on the door already. But when you have conversations like that, guys, you know you're spitting fire.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Spittin Fire with Drago75. We hope you enjoyed our no-holds-barred take on the latest events and social media buzz. Remember, this podcast is all about keeping it real and speaking your mind. So don't forget to share your thoughts and keep the conversation going. If you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. Join us next time as we dive back into the flames of what's hot and happening. Until then, stay bold, stay informed, and keep spitting fire.